الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Today we will be looking through Surah Al-Fil, where the focus for the Tajweed rules for the last time will be Itmam al-Harakat and the Makharij al-Huruf. I say the focus will be for the last time Itmam al-Harakat and Makharij al-Huruf. In future lessons the focus will be elsewhere. However, these points will always be mentioned because they're very important. Makharij al-Huruf and Itmam al-Harakat are very fundamental in order to ensure that your recitation is improving and getting better. We may focus on all the rules of Tajweed, but Itmam al-Harakat, Makharij al-Huruf, and inshallah the Sifat, when we cover them and complete them bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, we will also continue to mention them as we move on in our lessons. So today is the last time that we will focus as a set of rules on Itmam al-Harakat and Makharij al-Huruf in reciting Surah Al-Fil. Let me recite it for you, and then we'll go through the verses very slowly, breaking down everything that we need to know in order to have a good and better recitation of Surah Al-Fil, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu wa rahmatullah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بأصحاب الفيل ألم يجعل كيدهم في تضليل وأرسل عليهم طيرا أبابيل ترميهم بحجارة من سجيل فجعلهم كعصف مأكول صدق الله العظيم. So let's start to go through Surah Al-Fil. The Basmala we've covered many times in previous lessons. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Slight elongation of the scene, burst of air when you have the ha, the upper jaw going up when you're saying the word of Allah, and the ma, and then when you're smiling before you rest on the meme, and when you bring it all together you get Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Please refer to previous videos if you haven't understood how to recite the Basmala properly. Covered at length when we went through Surah Al-Fatiha and also the initial 5 surahs from the back of the Quran. Verse number 1 then is أَلَمْ تَرَ كَيْفَ فَعَلَ رَبُّكَ بِأَصْحَابِ الْفِيلِ. Begins with a hamza, alam, and when you have a sharp sound from the bottom of the throat, la, and then the lam with a fatha, and then the meme. The meme we hold or linger on slightly because it has a sukoon in it in order to make it audible in our recitation. Alam, alam ta, ra. Ra is kind of what some people describe as a full mouth pronunciation, which we will cover in lessons as we go through the rules of Tajweed. Ta ra, not ta-ra, ta-ra. Ra is a kind of a full mouth when you recite the ra in order to get the correct sound. Alam tara kayfa, kaf. The qaf is right at the back of the tongue. Then you have the kaf just below it. Kayfa, and you can realize how my mouth is kind of relaxing when, and it's how a softness about my mouth movement here. Kayfa. Alam tara kayfa. Kayfa, fa, which we've mentioned many times in previous lessons, from the central incisors touching the wet part of the bottom lip. Kayfa. Alam tara kayfa fa. You should have 2 fas. Kayfa fa'ala. Kayfa fa'ala. So you need to make sure that you're moving from one to the next quite quickly. كيف فعل ربك Ain from here, upper jaw going up. فعل ربك ربك. You can see my lips, they're building up to the second bar. First bar is sukoon. Rabbu. It's got a shadda on the bar, which means there's two bars to be pronounced. Rabbu. Rabbuka bi as. And then bi as. Hamza. And then you have the sad and try to linger or stay on the sad and have the sound of it continuing at the same time. Bi ashabil fil. Bi asha. Opening upper jaw going up. Ashabil fil. And here is consistent. You have two lams with a sukoon, one in the verse and one because we're ending the verse on it, and so they need to be both lingered on in order to make them audible in our recitation. Bi ashabil fil. So the first verse again. ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بأصحاب الفيل. On to verse number 2, and then we have the Hamza ألم, and you have the Hamza moving on to the La, and then the Mim, hold the Mim again, then you have ألم يجعل يج. You have the qalqala on the Jim, which we've covered in previous lessons, which we've done in Surah Al-Ikhlas, Surah Al-Falaq. Also in the previous Surah, Surah Al-Quraysh, we have the Ta, which we've done qalqala on. Here we're going to do qalqala on the Jim. Alam yaj, just like an echo. Yaj'al kaydahum. Alam yaj'al. The lam needs to be again lingered on in order to make it audible in recitation. Alam yaj'al kaydahum. Again, kay, a softness to that pronunciation. Kaydahum, hum, ha. You need to lips going forward for the ha and then back for the mim. Alam yaj'al kaydahum fi tadlil. Fi, again the fa with the central incisors of the upper jaw touching the wet part of the bottom lip. Fi tadlil, tadlil. And now here you have the dad. The dad is not a letter that we do qalqala on. Rather, we build up the sound in the mouth without puffing our cheeks and then going on to the next letter, in this case, which is the lam. Tadlil, tadlil, tadlil. And the dad is pronounced from the wisdom tooth up to the canine tooth. If you have a wisdom tooth, with the edge of the tongue touching that, the edge of the tongue from the top, touching the teeth at the top, from the wisdom tooth to the canine, from the left side, from the right side, or both sides at the same time. Tadlil, tadlil. Most important point is that you don't do qalqala on this letter. We don't give it a tadlil, incorrect. Okay? Alam yaj'al kaydahum fi tadlil. And again, when we stopping with the lam, with the sukoon, and lingering on the sound. And then wa arsala, the ra needs, we will go through the rules of ra in future, but try to hold the sound for the ra, just like the lam. Wa arsala alayhim, wa arsala alayhim طيرا أبابيل. Again, look at the mouth movement here. It's a softness when I say طيرا أبابيل. Aba, opening of the jaw going up, then the jaw coming down when I say bil. Ababil. Last verse. Tarmihim. Tarmihim. Again, the ra needs to be lingered on. Tarmihim. Mihim. The ha from the bottom of the throat. Tarmihim bi. Here we have an elongation. Elongate for as long as I am elongating for. Tarmihim bi. Bihi. and then you have the ha, which is from the middle of the throat. ترميهم بحجارة من سجيل. Sorry, second last verse. So it's ترميهم بحجارة. When you have the ha, then you have the jim, and then you have the alif after that, you need to make sure that you open your, or your upper jaw needs to go up. بحجارة, and then again elongation for the same that I've got for حجارة من سجيل. Shadda on the jim means we need to pronounce two jims and make sure that it's only the sound of the jim that you can hear and no air that accompanies the letter. Sijil, finishing on the lam, consistent with the other lams that we finished on, and we linger because it's got sukoon. Again, that verse, ترميهم بحجارة من سجيل. Jaw going down. And then on to the last verse, فَجَعَلَهُمْ كَعَصْفٍ مَأْكُولٍ. فَجَعَلَهُمْ, everything which is simple, making sure that our upper jaw is just going up. فَجَعَلَهُمْ. For the ha, we have the pushing of the lips from the side, hum, and then the meme, because it's got sukoon in it, we can stay there and linger on it a little bit. فَجَعَلَهُمْ كَعَصْفٍ. Ka, the kaf is below the qaf in the back of the tongue. Ka, and then you have the ayn from the middle of the throat. كَعَصْفٍ مَأْكُولٍ. Ka-as, holding the sound of the sword. كَعَصْفٍ, and then again you're going to elongate the sound of the meme, and then ma'kul, a sharp sound from the bottom of the throat to say the hamza. Ma'kul, and it's directly after that you have the kaf. So I'm just indicating the sharpness of the hamza. Ma'kul, but it's not cut off from the recitation. Rather, I'm just explaining how the sharp sound should be. فَجَعَلَهُمْ كَعَصْفٍ مَأْكُولٍ. And again, your lips come back, linger on the lam, and that makes the recitation of Surah Al-Feel, or completes the recitation of Surah Al-Feel with the rules of Itmam al-Harakat and Makharij al-Huruf. It's the last time, as I said in the introduction, that we will focus on Itmam al-Harakat and Makharij al-Huruf as a focus of Tajweed. We'll move on, inshallah, to the characteristic of the letters, yet we will always come back and mention the Makharij al-Huruf and Itmam al-Harakat in future lessons also. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq to understand and to improve our recitation of the Quran. Jazakumullah khair. Look forward to seeing you in the next series, inshallah, of the Tajweed series of looking through the rules. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بأصحاب الفيل ألم يجعل كيدهم في تضليل وأرسل عليهم طيرا أبابيل ترميهم بحجارة من سجيل فجعلهم كعصف مأكول. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بأصحاب الفيل ألم يجعل كيدهم في تضليل وأرسل عليهم طيرا أبابيل ترميهم بحجارة من سجيل فجعلهم كعصف مأكول. صدق الله العظيم.